All right, so welcome to the third day of the beginners workshop powered by 10 Trade. So this is a 4-day workshop, and we are day 3 now. So we're talking about some very important concept today, and then tomorrow we are going to wrap it up with another amazing topic. Right. So the goal of this workshop is to equip you with the fundamentals of Forex trading, right? All that you need, okay, to have a basic understanding of the market. And then my goal at the end of this 4-day bootcamp is to help you get a better perspective of the foreign exchange market, right? You should know how to spot zones where you can take entries from. You should know a whole lot about psychology, about risk management, okay? And these are things that will serve as building blocks for you, okay? So everything that you will learn after today, you'll be building on what you've learned in these 4 days. So these 4 days will give you a solid footing, okay? A very, very strong foundation, right? So please, after this 4-day bootcamp, don't stop learning, right? What you learn in these 4 days is actually not enough, right? But is enough to get you started. So don't stop learning, keep updating your knowledge, keep joining 10 Trade webinars every week or every day. 10 Trade, we are doing something to teach you an aspect of forex trading. For example, every week we do live trading session 2 or 3 times a week. We are live with a particular expert to show you how to look at the market, how to spot portable zones, how to take trades. So you want to join those live sessions. It's going to help you so much, so much. Okay, so let's go to what we have today. So yesterday we started on a very important concept. We started talking about market structure yesterday. Okay, market structure, and we were able to, so I said that under market structure, we are going to talk about just 2 things under market structure for this beginners class. We will talk about support and resistance, and then we'll also talk about trends. So we're going to merge the 2 together to form a perspective of the market. So support and resistance. And then we're going to talk about trends. So yesterday we went deep into support and resistance. I showed you what it is, and then we looked at it also as well in the forex market, in a live market, right? So in recap, support serves as a floor, resistance acts as a ceiling, okay? So support and resistance are areas of reversals, are reversal zones in the market, okay? When price is going up, there's something responsible for pushing price up. Okay, price will start going up from a support zone. When price is going down, there's something responsible for pushing price down. That thing is called resistance. All right, so we buy at support and we sell at resistance. Support and resistance is not a trading strategy. I repeat, support and resistance is not a trading strategy. So you just don't take entry in a support or resistance zone blindly. In a support and resistance zone, you want to look for additional confirmations before you take a buy or sell entry. Okay, so please take note of that. So today, let us talk about trends. Okay, let's talk about trends, guys. Now, what is a trend real quick? Okay. So again, when we talk about market structure, it's simply the structure of the market. Okay. So trends in a nutshell talks about the direction of price. Okay. Trend in a nutshell talks about the direction of price. So we have two types of trends in the Forex market. All right. So we have the uptrend and then we have the downtrend. All right. We have the uptrend and then we have the downtrend. Okay. What is an uptrend? What is a downtrend? Okay, so an uptrend is a type of trend when that happens when the market is bullish. So when price is going up, okay, when price is going up, when a currency pair, the exchange rate is gaining strength, we say that price is in an uptrend, right? Meanwhile, when the price of particular commodity is going down, right? When the price is going down, we say that price is in a downtrend. Okay, so an uptrend is a bullish market. Okay, an uptrend is a bullish market. The bullish market means that price is going up. That means the bulls are in control. Remember, the bulls are in control. Okay, price is going up. Meanwhile, a downtrend talks about a bearish market. Okay, bearish market. That means the price of the commodity is going down. It means the bears are in control. Okay. Bulls and bears, buys and sells. Okay. So now let's go further into this concept. Hold on. So in a bullish market and in a bearish market, how does it look like? All right. So when we say price is going up in an uptrend, what is the market structured like? So when price is going up, it does not just go up one way like this. No, you will never see price just going up like this in an uptrend. So how does price move in an uptrend? That's the first question that we need to ask ourselves. How does price move in an uptrend? Okay, so it moves this way. Price moves in a zigzag manner like this. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is to label each of these move here. All right, so if price moves in a zigzag manner like this, what does this move mean? Likewise, for a downtrend, price will go like this, zigzag, like so. Okay, so this is how a downtrend looks like. Okay, so let's break it down. I'll still show you how everything looks on the chart in a nutshell. So let's take it from the basic form of an uptrend. Let me do this. Okay, so this is how an uptrend looks like. And then we have to label it. The first move in an uptrend is called the impulse move. Impulse. So I'm going to label this impulse, and then let's change the color to make it a bit distinct. Oh, hold on, like this. Impulse. Okay, so in an uptrend, the first move up, like so, is called an impulse move. Sorry about that. Like so, good. So this first move right here is called an impulse move. That's the first thing that you see in a trend. And then you have something that would also go down. Okay, so the one going down, let's change it to yellow, is called a correction. Correction, some people will call it retracement. Some also call it a pullback. But the right term to use is a correction, because this is a corrective move. Okay, and then the next move that will go up is another impulse move. So a trend is made up of impulse, correction, and impulse. All right, so when you see a trend, know that a trend is made up of an impulse move, a correction, and then another impulse. All right, so we can keep having a correction like so, okay, another impulse move to continue the trend, a correction, and another impulse move to continue that trend. All right, so an uptrend is made up of series of impulses and corrections. Okay, so likewise, on the flip side, if you are dealing with downtrend, it's just the direct opposite. Let's use this. For a downtrend, we'll have the impulse move to the downside, and then we're going to have a correction like so. Okay, we have a correction, and then we're going to have another impulse move like so. Okay, so impulse, correction, impulse. And a downtrend can keep having correction and impulse, correction, and impulse. Okay, so that is an uptrend and a downtrend in a nutshell. Now, let's go a bit deeper into this impulse, correction, and impulse. All right, so let's go a bit deeper. Now, let's start from an uptrend. An uptrend is what? Impulse move, correction move, and another impulse, right? Now, let's label each of these turning points. In an uptrend, the first part of an uptrend is called the higher low. Higher low, or HL. Okay. And then this part right here, this part is called the higher high. It's called the higher high, HH. That's just symbol, HH. Higher high is HH. This symbol abbreviation or whatever you want to call it. And then at this retracement here, this corrective move, we have another higher low where price forms a new impulse. we have a higher high. Okay, so in an uptrend, we can keep having a correction forming. Correction will form another higher low, and the impulse will form another higher high. So in an uptrend, how do you know that an uptrend is still in play? If higher highs keep forming, okay? If price keeps breaking the previous higher high to form a new higher high, that's when you know that this uptrend is still in play. Okay, let's do for downtrend, and then we'll draw a conclusion from this hypothesis here. Is the hypothesis they call it. Now, for a downtrend, we have something like this: impulse, correction, and impulse. The first part of a downtrend is called the lower low, right? LL. All right. And then this next one over here. Oh, I'm so sorry. The first part of a downtrend is called the lower high. Just pardon me. It's called a lower high, LH. And then over here, we have lower low. We have lower high. And then we have lower low, like so. So we can keep having correction to give us lower high, and then an impulse move to break the previous lower low, okay, to give us a new lower low. So in a downtrend, when you have new lower lows that are being created, that means that trend is still in a downtrend. Okay, so what's the reason why we are studying trends? What is the usefulness of knowing the trend of a particular currency pair in a particular market? The major reason why we are trying to figure out the trend is to know the direction of price. So it is recommended that in an uptrend, you want to look for buying opportunities. You want to be buying in an uptrend, all right? Because in an uptrend, the strength is with the bulls, is with the buyers in an uptrend. On the flip side, in a downtrend, you want to be looking for opportunity to sell. You want to be selling in an uptrend. It is recommended to sell in a downtrend, all right? Because the strength is with the bears in a downtrend, all right? I'll take it again. The major reason why we are trying to figure out trends, okay, why we are studying uptrend and downtrend, is to know the best times to buy and sell in a particular market. Remember what I said in the last 2 days, that all what we are doing to make money as Forex trader is to buy and sell. That is a skill set that you need to learn, all right? And that's what you do to make money, buying and selling, just like any other trader in your farmer's market. The tomato seller, she's buying and selling tomatoes. We as Forex traders, our commodity is currency pairs. So we are buying and selling. So the only skill set you need is a skill set to know the best times to buy at a low price, and then the best time to sell at a high price. That is why we came up with this concept called trends. So in an uptrend, when you see that the market is in an uptrend, it is recommended, forget about selling and start looking for buy opportunities. Okay. When price is in a downtrend, it is recommended to only look for selling opportunities in a downtrend. All right. Before I go further, please give me some feedback in the chat box. Do we understand the concept of trends? I hope I didn't rush any concept. Do we understand what a trend is, uptrend or downtrend? Please, if you do, please give me some feedback in the chat box. Okay, Patty said yes, the doctor said yes. Awesome. Perfect. And then the next thing that you need to learn in a trend is to try and learn the structure here. These lower highs, lower lows, lower high. I know that especially if you are just getting introduced to this, it might be a bit abstract in a way. All right, you might not be able to memorize it on time, but with time, you will learn it. Okay, just know that in a downtrend, the first word is lower in a downtrend, and in an uptrend, the first word is higher. So higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, lower lows. Okay. Now, learn that, master it. You might want to take a screenshot of this page, right? So that you'll be able to master it quick. Now, my ultimate goal today is to properly infuse or merge our knowledge of support and resistance and our knowledge of trends. Once we're able to do that, we would be able to arrive at a particular understanding of price. It's going to give you a whole new perspective as to how you look at the market. And then, even as a total beginner, when you understand trend and support and resistance, you will know if you should be buying or selling. Because when I teach us this concept, we will look at the charts and then we'll see how everything played out in the chart. Okay. I want us to have a very, very interesting perspective of the market. All right. Good. So let me start by telling us this before I talk about support and resistance. So let's start from this uptrend, like so. In an uptrend, we have higher lows and higher highs, higher lows and higher highs. And then we've established that in an uptrend, it is recommended to look for buy opportunities. Now, you can sell in an uptrend. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's not advisable. If you sell in an uptrend, you are selling against the trend, and you will be in a lot. When you are selling, you'll be losing a lot more trades than winning, and a lot of most people cannot really stand losing any trades before they find one winning trade. Okay, but when you are buying in an uptrend and then you buy under the right confirmation structure or strategy, you will be winning more trades than you lose, because you are moving with the strength of the market. Okay, you are moving with the strength of the market. All right. In an uptrend, at what level in an uptrend do you look for buy opportunities? Okay, you look for buying opportunities at higher lows. At higher lows is where you look for buying opportunities. So we buy in an uptrend at higher lows. Okay, so right now, price has given you a higher high, right? So let's say this is how you met the market. And then you know that the way the market is structured, this is an uptrend. It would be wrong for you to just click on buy in the hopes of price continuing this upward momentum. You might be right. Price might continue going up, but nine times out of 10, you might be wrong, and then you will be losing trades anyhow. In an uptrend, the best time to buy is you want to wait for price to correct itself. Okay. My app is hanging, so let's wait for that to come back. Right. In an uptrend, you want to wait for a correction. Okay. This is the correction like so. You want to wait for price to correct itself. Remember, we labeled what a trend is. You want to wait for a correction. Okay. When that correction happens, right? When we add some certain confirmations, okay, it will give us a higher low. All right, so our higher low now, so we have a new higher low. So is that higher low that you want to look for buy? All right, so we are buying at higher low. So you always want to wait for a correction before you take entry. And you want to take entry at a higher low. All right, you want to take entry at a higher low. Which begs the question, how do you know that price has gotten to a higher low? All right. The most effective way to determine a higher low, a zone in an higher low, is to identify an area of support in that uptrend. I'll take it again so that we don't mix it up. All right. If you don't understand, please feel free to call my attention to it, and then I'll go over it again. Okay. So let me delete this and start again, because I don't want us to miss this information. So we've established that in an uptrend, it's recommended to look for buys. And you want to look for buys in an higher low. You want to buy at higher low. Okay? You want to buy at higher low. So the question now is that where is higher low? Because if price gets here, somebody might say it's a higher low and just buy from here. What determines a higher low? What confirmations or validation do you need to put in place to be able to really highlight a higher low in an uptrend? All right. For our level now as beginners, right? In an uptrend like so, you want to identify the most recent or next support. So you look to your left, like so. On this impulse leg, all right, can you spot a support zone? Right? What do we understand by support? What does support do? Okay, can somebody type in the chat box, what is support? What does support do in the market? Please type it in the chat box for people that were in class yesterday or for already experienced traders that are already trading. What does support do? What do we do at support? Okay, please type it in the chat box if you remember. We talked about it yesterday and I mentioned it briefly today. Good. So Tim says support is the floor. Good. So what does that support do? What do we do at support? What is the work of that support? You're almost there, Tim.
Can I tell Toby?
I want you to use a particular word. Yeah, Emmanuel, you buy at support. Okay. Remember that support and resistance are reversal zones. There are areas of reversal. Okay. There are areas of reversal. Are we together, guys? Support and resistance, they are reversal zones in the market. So when you identify a support zone over here, you know the work of support is to initiate a reversal. So when you spot a support zone and then you are waiting for price to retrace into a support, for price to correct into a support, once price gets into that support, it is in that support zone now that you want to be looking for buy opportunities. And then if the buy opportunity kicks in, that zone, okay, will become our higher low. We'll take a look at an example in the live market shortly. All right. So let's put together our theory. The first thing that we said from yesterday is that we buy at support, right? Today, we say that in an uptrend, we look for buys, right? It is recommended to look for buy opportunities in an uptrend. So now let's merge that, those understanding together. So now that we know more than just support, now we know what a trend is. So we want to merge both perspectives to form something. So I'm going to write it like this. Hopefully it's going to make sense when I write it out. So you can also write it down in your notebook. In an uptrend, okay, look for buy opportunities in a support zone. Okay, in an uptrend, we want to look for buy setups, buy opportunities in a support zone. Okay, and that support zone will be what will give birth to your higher low. Right? On the flip side, let's do an example for the downtrend. So let's assume that when you came to a particular currency pair on a particular time frame, what you spotted was a downtrend. And then price is currently giving us a lower low, okay? But you know that this is a downtrend. And in a downtrend, what is your resolve? Your resolve is to look for sell opportunities in a downtrend. So you have to wait, right? You want to wait for a correction. Okay, you want to wait for price to correct itself. More times than often, there will always be a correction. Okay, so it is that correction now. Once that correction happens, you want price to correct into an area of resistance. Remember what we said about resistance yesterday. A resistance acts as a ceiling. All right. A resistance is an area, is a reversal area that sends price down. It pushes price down. And we've established yesterday that in a resistance zone, we want to look for sell. We sell at resistance and then we buy at support. Temitope is asking, how can we identify the correction? Okay, it's going to happen right in front of you. You will see it's price correcting, price going up, like so. Okay, there's no extra identification process. You will see it happening. Okay, you see the move, you see a reversal, you see a pullback, like so. That's why I'm putting it in white. Okay, you see price correcting, okay, which is a retracement. So that means price is going up, like so. In a downtrend scenario, this is what it's going to look like. So you want price to correct into an area of resistance. Okay, once price corrects into a resistance area, in this zone, you want to look for sell opportunities. All right. You look for sell opportunities, like so. And then, of course, yesterday, we also talked about validation. What validates a support and resistance? Can somebody tell me what we talked about yesterday about validation? How do we validate a support and resistance zone? Please type it in the chat box. How do we validate a support and resistance zone? Type your question, type your answer in the chat box. How do we validate a support and resistance? Can anybody help us out this night? Anybody? Mr. Temitope, you were at yesterday's class. So I think you're the only one at yesterday's class. Okay, so I'll just say it again because of time. What validates a support and resistance zone? We are looking for two touches. So let's digress a bit and do a bit of refresher. So this is a support. This is a support. Okay. How did we identify that it's support? Because we saw price coming up like so, and then suddenly we see a sharp reversal. You cannot miss it. It will be glaring to the eye that there is a reversal. So when you see a reversal happen like so, know that a support zone was responsible for pushing price up like this. Okay. Now, we now want to validate this support zone if it's going to hold. Because before we start buying at support, we must be able to validate if truly that support zone is truly a strong support. You know, it's just like saying that you have a friend. Okay. Can you count on all your friends? No. But there are some friends that you can count on that you know that in times of trouble, they'll be there for you. Okay, there's support system. How do you know that there's support system? Because a lot of times they've showed up for you. Okay, there's a pattern. Okay. Likewise, your support, invalidating a support, that zone has to reject price twice. So you want to see something, another retracement like so. And if that support zone pushes price up again, okay, that is the validation you're looking for. 2 touches, first touch, second touch. So when you see these 2 touches like so, okay, that's a signal that, okay, this support zone is strong. You might be wrong, you might be right, okay? But this is the validation that you are looking for, so that next time price gets back into this in the future, you know that in this zone, you want to look for opportunity to buy. All right. So that's after you've done your confirmations. Again, I must re-emphasize or overemphasize the fact that support and resistance is not a trading strategy, right? All what is support and resistance will help you figure out is the zones which you should be trading from. So a support zone will let you know that, okay, in this area, look for buy setup, buy opportunities. So it is your confirmation that will let you know the exact price in which you should buy. All right. On the flip side, for a resistance, how do you validate a resistance? Very, very simple concept. This is resistance. What does resistance do? Okay, pushes price back down. Okay, so we've seen this happen in the past. Okay, so we now need to validate this resistance. If we are going to sell at resistance, we should be able to validate it that, okay, this is actually a strong resistance. So how do you validate? You are looking for at least 2 touches. So you want price to, if price should go back up and then the resistance also act as resistance and it pushes, there's a reversal. Okay, that is your 2 touches. First touch, second touch. So that's a confirmation that, okay, this resistance has, is strong. So that means the next time that price would come back into this resistance zone, you can start looking for sell opportunities. All right. So when price retraces into the zone, based on your confirmation, you now want to look for sell setups. Okay. It's as simple as that. So that is what you want to be doing over here. In a downtrend like so, when price gets to a resistance, before you take entry for a sell, you want to validate this resistance. Do your confirmations before you look for sell. All right. In an uptrend, you want to spot a support. When price corrects into that support, you want to validate that support. Once you validate the support, the next time price retraces into that support, based on your confirmation, you want to look for buy opportunities. Let me know if I'm making sense, gentlemen. Type in a yes in the chat box if you understand what I've said so far. If you don't understand, please type in a no in the chat box. I'm trying to carry everybody here along. Temitoko understands. All right. Who else is with me? Who else understands? Basi understands. Perfect. All right. Please, if you don't understand, please don't be shy. Don't be shy at all. That's why we are here, to ensure that you understand. So if you don't understand, please be truthful to yourself. Okay. So let's move on. So the next thing that I will do right now is to go to the chart and then show you how this structure aligns. Good. So let me do the same thing for a downtrend. So in a downtrend, look for sell opportunities in a resistance zone. In a downtrend. All right. So it's as simple as that. So I recommend you, please take this screenshot. Do a screenshot right now. Okay. Do a screenshot right now so that you can go over it again. This is your, how do I put it? This is an arsenal that you should have in place for taking entry in the market. Everything that you need to trade profitably in the Forex market can be built on this structure right here. Okay, I'll say it again. Everything that you need to trade profitably in the foreign exchange market can be built on this structure right now that that you're learning now. It can be built on it. All right. Naturally, as you grow, as you start trading, practicing, you start learning new concepts. Okay. Maybe you come across a mentor online on YouTube or on Instagram. All right. If you want to validate how effective a particular strategy is, it has to align with market structure. Okay. And this is the most basic form of market structure that exists, that you should know. If a trading strategy does not align with what you are learning right now, just know that that trading strategy can never be consistent. All right. So use this as a framework. I know what I'm saying, and I hope that in time to come, in several weeks from now, several months from now, what I'm saying now will ring a bell, and then you understand why I'm saying it. All right. You want to use this system, okay, to validate, build everything that you build in your forex trading journey, build it on this foundation. When you build it on this foundation, I can almost give you 100% guarantee it's going to stand. It's going to stand. All right. So because let's go into the chart because of time, and then let us check out how these systems, how they work hand in hand. Are we together? How do they work hand in hand? Okay, so where should we start from? Let me start from way back. This is GBP USD. Okay. So before we go into seeing how they work hand in hand, let's identify uptrend and downtrend first. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't do that for you beforehand. So let's go to the charts randomly. We want to identify an uptrend and identify a downtrend. As you can see over here, this move from here to here, price is going on an uptrend. Okay, let's draw it together. So how do you identify an uptrend? You can see this. You have impulse move, correction, okay, impulse. All right. If you want to go, deeper in talking about all the frameworks, okay, this is what? A higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, all right, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. That's why I said when price keeps creating new higher highs, that means it is still in an uptrend. Keeps creating a downtrend. Okay, so let's find a solid downtrend structure right here. Good, so I can see the textbook downtrend here. Good, so you can see price going down from here, like so, from this up to down. Okay, so you as a trader, the first thing you want to do when you find yourself in any particular market is to identify market structure. And by market structure, you want to identify the trend, know if the price is in an uptrend or downtrend before you do any other thing. So let me just skip some parts and just because of time, let's do this from here. So over here, what can we see? You have impulse move, correction, you have impulse. Or if you want to go deep, okay, this is lower low, lower high rather, lower low, lower high, all right, lower low, okay, lower high, all right, lower low, lower high, all right, lower low, lower high. So price keeps creating lower lows, like so. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So that's how you identify trend. So your first assignment for today, gentlemen, is to go on any currency pair and identify uptrends and downtrend. You want to be able to spot an uptrend and a downtrend. Okay? And then price would always move from an uptrend to a downtrend and from a downtrend to an uptrend. Okay, price changes hands that way. So see how price is moving in an uptrend. Likewise, how price is moving in a downtrend. Let me show you something real quick. So when price is going in an uptrend, like so, it's creating new higher highs, like so. All right. Okay, I try not to really talk about this in beginner's class, but it's good that you get introduced to it as early as possible. So this is the way an uptrend looks like, right? Now, how do you know that an uptrend is coming to an end or has come to an end? You want to see structure being broken, right? And when I mean structure, I mean this is higher low, right? These are higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Okay. And then you have higher highs here. So for an uptrend to change to a downtrend, price needs to break the higher low. This higher low needs to be violated. Once it's violated, that means that trend is about to come to an end. So let us draw this out like so. Basi is asking, can trend be identified using mobile phone? Capital, yes. Because it's the same candlestick that's available to you on your mobile phone, the same market. So if you can identify it on the laptop, the same thing, the same chart. So yes, you can, definitely. Okay. So back to what I was saying. So this is a higher low. How do you know that an uptrend will shift to a downtrend? Price needs to come down and break this higher low like so. Once that break happens, that's an impulse move, right? You want to wait for correction, and then you want to wait for the impulse move to form a lower low. When you see this happen, okay, this is your signal that this trend, right, has shifted or wants to shift from uptrend to downtrend. So the next thing that you now start doing is, since this has happened, you now want to look for sell opportunities, right? So you wait for price to retrace into a resistance. Okay, so that's how it happens. Okay, so price can also shift from a downtrend to an uptrend like so. So for price to shift from a downtrend to uptrend, okay, this is the lower high, right? That structure, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. How do you know that price has shifted or wants to shift from a downtrend to an uptrend? Structure has to be violated. This is your lower high. Okay. So you're waiting for price. So if I should do this, if I should break this, okay, you want to see an impulse move, like a strong break and correction, impulse. If this happens, this is your cue that you should start looking for buy, because this is an uptrend now. Price has shifted from a downtrend to an uptrend. So in this case, you are looking for price to retrace into a support, and then you look for buys, like so. Basi is asking, then how can I draw impulse and correction line on my mobile phone? Well, for starters, all of these that I'm doing is just for illustration purposes. You don't need to draw it on your phone. It's not necessary. All right, but if you want to, you can do it. All right, so there are tools on your, just the way I showed you tools on MT5. Yes, okay, Basi was not in class yesterday. So there are tools on your MT5 that you can also use to draw these lines. So you want to go to the chat. You know, when you log into your MT5, sorry, I'm not logged in with my phone now, so to make it right for me to get back to log in and show you. But what you want to do is very, very simple. On your MT5, there are four to five tabs. There's a quote tab, there's the chat tab, there's trade tab, there's history tab, and then there's the news or messages tab. You want to go to the chat tab. On the chat tab, that's where you see the chat for any currency pair that you're on. So when you tap on the screen, okay, when you tap on the chat, you see something like one big circle that's going to come up. All right. You want to click on it to, you see some shapes. Okay. You see some shapes, and then that shape is beside the M1, the M1 time frame. So when you click on shapes, you see the option to add a shape. So click on the plus sign, you see the option to add arrow line. So that's how you do it. But see, I hope you are doing this as I'm saying it. Okay. I just hope you are doing it. So that's how you add objects on your chart. But what I'm doing, all of this again, is just for illustration purposes, to help you understand market movement. Okay, but you know, if you want to draw it on your own chart, that's fine. Okay, but it's not needed. Basi, do you understand? Let me know if you understand. Okay. So what was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Yes, so the switch from uptrend to downtrend and from downtrend to uptrend. All right. So when you start joining the live sessions, this will make a lot more sense to you, because personally, I'm going to hammer on this a whole lot during my live sessions. But don't worry yourself too much on this right now, because right now we are not even talking about how to take entries yet. All right. But just know that something like this exists. It will come in handy sometime soon, in the next few weeks for you. So your first assignment again, please and please don't joke with this assignment. You want to identify on your chart, mark out the trends, downtrend, uptrend, okay, and see how price is moving in an uptrend and how price is moving in a downtrend. It's very, very important. All right. Like I always tell people, it's very, very important that you cannot take away or how do I make this to make sense? You cannot take away the place of screen time. Let me write this down for emphasis sake. Screen time. In other words, you have to spend time on the chat. Okay? You have to spend time on the chat. Because if you don't, you never understand what's going on. No matter how well I try and talk slowly to make you understand, there are some things that I cannot explain to you that you will only understand when you spend time on the chat. I wish I can explain to you such a way that you would understand everything easily. But some things would occur to you. It will make sense to you once you start doing this screen time. Spend time on the screen, on your chat, okay? Just looking at this chart. Trust me, even though it does not make sense, most of the time it will make sense to you for the first few times to try it. And it's only normal. The first time you maybe got a job, I'm sure the first 2 months you didn't understand everything, nothing. But few months into the work or business, you are now a professional. You know everything. Even if they wake you up, you can do that job. But it was never like that. So there's a learning curve to anything in life, any new thing you're learning. Right? Likewise, the chart is your milk and honey. Okay, this chart right here is what you need to understand to make money. All right, so if you don't understand it, there's no way you make money in the forex market. All right, so this is your market. I've never seen a trader that sells tomato that is not always in the market. She's there for money to now. I'm not saying that you have to be on the chart from morning to night, but you need to spend time. Anything that will make you money in life requires some level of dedication and commitment and presence. All right, so you need to spend time. Even though there are a lot of people that are telling you that you can make money with robots, softwares, true, you can. But robots and software cannot really make you the kind of money that you want to make. All right, take it from me. The kind of money that you want to make in Forex can only be made when you trade by yourself. When you start understanding the market for yourself and by yourself and start taking trades by yourself. And everything would align when you must have spent countless amounts of hours on the chart, trying to understand a particular strategy, trying to understand what the market did last week, what the market did today. Once you start doing that, the market bonds with you. You can preempt some things because you've seen it happen so many times. You will know that, okay, this is possibly going to happen, and then that will guide you. Okay, so let me stop ranting, but I need you to please spend time on the chart. Spend time on the chart. Okay, don't get bored of it. Eventually, you get bored of it, but spend time on the chart. It's very, very important. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to do is let us now look at the amalgamation of trend and support, how they play out to give us very, very interesting setups. Okay, how do they play out? Okay, so let's do something. All right, so let me show you something. So this is, price was going down like so. Let me see if I can play this in a second. So look at this market right here. So price was giving us a downtrend like so, impulse, correction, right? Then we had this, and this. Okay. Then eventually price moved from this higher low. So price broke this. Are we together? So we've had some people. So Mr. Temzoko, Mr. Basi, you're still with me, right? Perfect. All right. Hold on. Let me show you something. Good. So if you are to trade like this, now you're waiting for price. So price broke this. Price broke this structure, this high, this lower high. Okay, we can see the retracement, and then we can see the higher high. Good. So now price is in an uptrend. So this is an uptrend like so. In an uptrend, what are you looking for? Right? You are looking for a support zone in an uptrend. In this move now, in this move, this up move, right? You are looking for areas of support over here. Okay, so and easily we can spot support areas here when you draw it out. Okay, this is a support area. Okay, this is another support area here. So price is currently at a higher high. So if you buy in this uptrend, you want to wait for price to either retrace into this place and then look for buys, or you want price to retrace into this place and then look for buys. Either one works. So let's play it forward and see where and how price reacted at these zones, if price even got to the zones. So let's play it forward. So you can see price coming down. Let's make this a bit faster. All right, so perfect. So let me rewind this. I should check this. So you can see that when price got into this zone, into this first support, right? There wasn't any retracement. There wasn't any action to let us know that this support was valid for this entry. But when price got here, right, we can see activity here. All right, so let's play this forward gently, and then I'll show you something. You can see. All right, that's been bigger. Let me delete this. I'm trying to show you how effective putting together trends and support and resistance. Okay, so when price got into this support, you can see price came here. You see the retracement, price came back down, price went up, came back down, eventually price went all the way up. Okay, and look at what happened, what price did. Price kept going up. Okay, that move, where did that move start from? This impulse move here, where did it start from? It started from this support that we highlighted. Okay, started from that support. We'll do another example shortly. And then the move kept going. See how strong that support is. Okay, so we are still in an uptrend, right? We are still in an uptrend like so. So now you want to look for, in an uptrend, you want to look for buy setups, right? And then you want to look for price to retrace into a support level. So in this uptrend now, on this impulse leg, all of this from here to here is an impulse leg. All right, you want to look for support. So let's mark out areas of support. We can see a retracement like so. This is support. Okay, this is another support here. Right, this is another support here like so. So we're waiting for price to retrace into here, then we buy, or into here, then we buy, or into here, then we buy. So let's play forward and see how price reacted at these zones. You can see when price retraced into this support, see what happened. If you are taking entry here, right, you would have been in profit because this move started from this support that we drew here. Okay, let's play forward and see exactly what's going to happen. You can see how that support created new highs. Okay, everything, this move started from here. It's created new highs for you. That's why if you as a trader now, you are using what you've learned. This is the most basic form of understanding the market. Okay, and then you have a tool set now that can help you, that can give you a perspective of the market, give you an understanding of price, and then you start knowing the zones where you should trade from. Give me some feedback, Mr. Temitope Basi Merama, if you understand so far. Merama just joined the class, you're welcome. Temitope and Basi, you've been here from the beginning. Give me some feedback if what I've explained so far makes sense to you. Type in a yes if you understand, type in a no if you don't understand. Okay, so Temitope understands. Basi understands as well. All right, perfect. All right, so that is it. So in an uptrend, you want to look for support. And then when price retraces into that support, you now want to look for buy opportunities. Now, obviously, because this is a beginner's class, As you can see, I'm not giving you any confirmations to know when to buy. Okay, because I do not want to load us with so many things at the same time. Okay, the major thing that I want you to know in this beginner's bootcamp is the zones where you should be trading from. Once you can get a mastery of the zones you should be trading from, confirmation is not really hard. Honestly, confirmation is not hard. You just need to look for some certain things. But when you have a thorough knowledge of market structure and the zone where you should be taking entry from, every other thing is a piece of cake. All right. So back to the market here. All right. As you can see, price has given us, let's see, this is an uptrend, right? Higher high. So we know that this is an uptrend, right? In an uptrend, you want to look for support. So you want to identify support areas. So based on this, this is the next support. Okay, either you take the whole of this, so this place, all of this here is a support. So if price retraces into this zone, right, you can start looking for buys. You can see price came really close to it. But let's see if price will still eventually come into that. So price didn't get exactly into that support. But when we start talking about, as you join our live sessions, we start talking about supply and demand, right? All of this zone actually is a supply zone, which is something like a support. So price actually retraced into a support zone, and then we can see price moving all the way up. All right, that is the way the market operates. All right, please and please, I want to recommend greatly, highly, that you watch this replay again. The replay of this class will be on our YouTube channel by tomorrow morning. So please go through it so that you get the main thing you're supposed to get from this lesson. So let's do an example for a sell scenario, and then we'll be done for tonight. Okay, so let me find an ideal downtrend, and then we'll explain this concept. All right, so let's look at exactly what has happened here. Okay, so over here you can see price giving us an uptrend like so. I want to show you how price moved. So this is an uptrend, and then this higher low got violated like so, and then what did price do? The trend changed from an uptrend, so price broke, okay, to a downtrend like so, right? So you know that this is a downtrend, and in a down, so let's assume that price was here. So this is, as I display, this is February 7th, last week. Okay, last week, Tuesday. Price was here. In a downtrend, you are looking for what? Resistance. You are looking for resistance in a downtrend. And over here, where are the areas of resistance that we can find here? On this impulse leg, this last buy candle before the sell over here is a resistance zone. Okay, this is another resistance zone. So now, in a downtrend that you are interested to sell, you want to wait for the correction. So wait for the price to correct into a resistance, then you sell, or this other resistance, and then you sell. It's as simple as that. So you are simply just waiting for price to retrace. So let's play that forward real quick and see where price, how price reacted at those zones. So play forward. Okay. So you are waiting patiently. Good. So you can see how price came into this zone. All right. So you as a trader, right, at this zone is where you want to be looking for sell opportunities. And let's see what price it here. You can see if you had sold here, you would have immediately been in profit based on your confirmations at this place. You'd have taken entry for a sell, and then you'd have been in profit. You can see how easy and beautiful this system is. Let's play it forward. So price came back into that zone. You can see price came back into that resistance zone. That resistance zone still held. Based on your confirmation, right, you would have seen a sell entry somewhere here. And let's see if that resistance zone is still here. You can see that resistance zone is currently active, and then it has pushed price up until this point. All right, so it is when you combine trends with support and resistance that it makes sense. So when you combine, when price is in an uptrend, you want to be looking for a support zone and for price to retrace into that support zone before you look for entry at that support. When price is in a downtrend, you want to identify resistance, and then you wait for price to correct into that resistance. And then when price corrects into that resistance, you want to wait for your confirmations to align before you look for sell, before you place the sell order. Is that clear, guys? Let me know if we have any questions. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Let me find possibly another sell scenario for us before we call it a night. Again, my goal for you tonight is very, very simple, right? Very, very simple. I want you to get a perspective of the market, okay? To know when to buy and then when to sell. Philip, you are drawing on my screen. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Any questions, guys? So let's do another example. So Philip raised hand. So Philip, I'm going to unmute you now. Please unmute yourself and then ask your question. Philip, you raise your hand.
I just joined. Can you take control of this last one? The resistance you were explaining, I beg. I just came in now. My network has been very bad, I beg. I just flash back. I mean, first you just, said before you are closing.
Can you come again? I didn't get your question.
I mean, the resistance I'm supposed to just explain. Can you refresh on it? I just joined.
Okay. Wow.
Please.
Oh, Philip. Actually, we did support and resistance yesterday, not today. Right? So today, what we did today, we started by talking about trends. So Philip, I would recommend, I'm sorry, I would have loved to take you through it again, but we did support and resistance yesterday. We spent about an hour looking at that yesterday. We also looked at it briefly today. Because of time, we're already approaching the end of this training. I cannot go over it from the scratch. So the replay of this session is going to be available tomorrow morning. So look out for the link on the Telegram group or WhatsApp group, or if you're already subscribed to the 10th YouTube channel, the replay will be uploaded to the channel. So please, I want to recommend that you go over it so that you understand everything properly. So Philip, I'm so sorry. I know that you really want to learn that thing, but I recommend that you watch the replay. All right, Philip, thank you so much for understanding. Okay, so let's take a last example based on resistance, how trends and support resistance align to give us zones to trade from. All right, so let me just take it from here. So we have this price going up like this: impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. All right, so we have something like this: impulse. This high is higher than previous. So this, all right. So based on what I told you about price changing from uptrend to downtrend, this is the higher low. Okay, and then it got violated. Once it got violated like so, you have this. You have this impulse correction like so. So this is a downtrend as of now. So let me still make it something like this. So you have something like this. This is an established downtrend. And then in a downtrend, you want to be looking for sell setups. And then you want price to retrace into a resistance before you look for sells. Okay, so this is where price is. When you know that price is in a downtrend, you want to identify the most recent resistance. And over here, this is a resistance zone, like so. So when price retraces into this resistance, you want to look for sell opportunities in this resistance zone after you've made your confirmations. Okay, so let's play it forward and see what price did at that retracement. Okay, so you can see when price retraced into the zone, like so. Okay, what did we have? We saw a swift reversal. So if you had entered here, you would have made little profit. Price is still coming back into that resistance zone. It has not been violated yet. That means it's still very, very valid. That means you can still look for sell setups here. So let's see what price did eventually here. All right. So you can see price, even though we saw, we can see a slight violation here, but this is still a weak. Okay, so this resistance is still valid. You would have seen an entry here for a sell. All right, and then you would have been in profit. Eventually, as you can see, price came down like this, went back up into that resistance, right, and still going back down. So that resistance zone is actually a very, very strong resistance, and ultimately, what did price do? Okay, it pushed price all the way down. Okay, pushed all the way down. So let me show you another thing. So if price, you know that price is still in a downtrend. In a downtrend, you are still looking for, in a downtrend, you are still looking for price to retrace into a resistance, and then you look for sells. You can see price gave us a lower low here. Okay, this is a lower low based on our trend anatomy. It's a lower low. So in a lower low, that means it's a downtrend. So you want to identify resistance zone in this structure here. And this is a resistance. The last buy candle is this. Over here, the resistance. So if price should retrace into this, you're looking for sell opportunities. So let's see what price did over here. So you can see price retraced into your resistance, and then you can see that drop. And then I think price kept dropping or retraced. Let's see. That's what price did. Okay, eventually you can see the drop. All right, and everything happened at the resistance. All right, so please guys, once you understand support and resistance properly, and you understand trends properly, okay, putting it together like I have explained here will be so easy for you. Right, this is a perspective of the markets that I want you to master. I want you to start looking at the charts this way. Okay, trying to identify the trend and then waiting for price to reverse into a support or resistance zone before you start looking for entries. Okay, as you have noticed, I have not said anything about confirmation, how to confirm your entry, how to take entries based on a support or resistance, because that is not the goal for you right now. The goal for you right now in this beginners class is to properly, I need you to understand market structure, how to identify a trend, and how to know the zones that you should be trading from. If you can get your skill set to the level that you are able to clearly identify zones where you should be trading from, confirmation is not hard. It's not hard at all. For confirmation, you just need to look for some certain things. That's the easiest thing to do. All right. So how do you get to a point where you are able to, start easily spotting these zones? It is screen time. Again, I talked about screen time. You need to spend time on the charts. All what we've talked about since Monday, Tuesday, today's Wednesday, I need you to implement everything. And that's why for each day, I gave us assignments. And it was for a reason. Yesterday, the assignment was for you to go to any currency pair and start identifying support zones and resistance zones. Know how price is reacting at support and resistance. Your assignment for today is to go to any currency pair and start identifying trends, uptrend, downtrend, mark it out, and identify how price is moving, changing from an uptrend to a downtrend, and how to change it from a downtrend to an uptrend. And second assignment for today is to see how the market is aligning together, how the market, how uptrend, how trends and support and resistance, how they go hand in hand. Okay, I want you to see it play out. Once it plays out, I want you to see it and mark it out on your chart. If you can see it playing out, it will be easy for you to spot it in the future or expect it in the future. At least you know exactly what to look out for. All right, so please, I cannot overemphasize the need for us to do our assignment. Your assignment for today, I'm going to take it again. If you've not done the assignment for yesterday, please do your best possible or your possible best to do it. Try. Okay, it shouldn't take you more than 1 hour to do it. Your assignment for today is to spot an uptrend, spot uptrends and downtrends in any currency pair. Spot as many as you can spot. Let your eye start spotting it. I want you to get used to spotting trends. right? Once you spot trends, I need you to also see how trends and support and resistance, how they are working hand in hand to give you a trading zone, a zone to trade from, just like what we've explained. Okay. And then last but not the least, I want you to take your time. It might be during the weekend. Take your time and watch all the replay, especially from day 2. From day 2, where we talked about support and resistance, watch the replay of yesterday, watch the replay of today as well. Watch it during the weekend as many times as you can, all right? Because there are some things that you did not hear while I was speaking. But when you watch the replay again, you will hear them. And then as you are hearing those things, please go on your charts and also implement. That is how you learn. That's the best way to learn. Okay, so let me stop here. Do we have any questions before we wrap up for tonight? Do we have any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions at all? If you want me to unmute you, you can signify, or you have a question, you can type it in the chat box. Any questions, guys? Now, tomorrow is going to be another exciting session. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about risk management. Tomorrow is the last class in this series, and risk management is very, very important. You'll be learning how to figure out the right lot size that you should be using on every trade. Tomorrow, we would also talk about psychology. Okay, we'll talk about psychology, we'll talk about mindset tomorrow. So please, tomorrow is going to be explosive. You do not want to miss tomorrow's session. It's the last day, okay? So we are saving the best for last. All right, so we don't have any questions, right? So let me thank everybody for coming online for this session. Temitope, Basi, Mariama, Philip. I want to appreciate everybody for taking their time to be here. We do not take it for granted. Okay, Tentra says thank you. And we hope that all what you are learning, you put it into action, because this is a skill set that will pay you for the rest of your life once you gain mastery. Okay, and mastery comes with consistency. So keep showing up, and the result is going to follow. Okay, let's have a remarkable night, everybody. God bless you. Good night.